Hey everyone, welcome to Extra Rezed. You're watching episode 1. I'm Mitch.
And I'm Anthony. So what have you been playing recently?
Recently, I've been playing Forza Horizon 4 on the Xbox One X.
Isn't that a racing game? Why do I keep hearing animal noises?
Environmental?
Right.
No, it's more than chasing animals. I actually do race with it. It's actually a very good game that I've played recently. This is just, here's a bunch of cars, here's a bunch of race, here's an open world. Go have fun.
Here's a bunch of animal noises that I hear out of the corner. Just bleat.
Well, there's that too, because there's to try to make the world more immersive, there's different animals. But the big thing for this, because this is the fourth game of the series, is the seasons. Their tagline is "Seasons change everything," and that is true. So when you start off in the intro, it kind of runs you through each season's quick.
I think I did see a little bit of that, and it looked really... The transition was beautiful, but it looked just... world.
Here's what I see. I see a festival that never ends. Where you can be whatever you want to be. It's not your dream holiday anymore. It's your dream life. That's the horizon I see. Let me show you.
In summer, after you've done all the intro stuff, you have each season you have a qualifying race as well, and then the season transition race. Sometimes they're a big event, sometimes it's just a longer, bigger race.
Do you unlock the season after the race, or does it change after the race or before?
Well, and that's where the game's kind of different than most. It's not really unlocked. It kind of walks you through it, so as you're earning points, you get to spend some in-game time in the season.
Okay.
And theoretically, you don't change seasons if you just stay at that point in the game. So even if everyone else is in a different season, you're still in whatever season you're currently in.
So if you're in summer and everybody else has moved on to autumn, you're just kind of in there.
Yes, autumn,
until
because
you...
it's British, not us Americans say fall.
Whatever. It's a one-word difference. They get it. It's fine.
Welcome to autumn. A new beginning for the festival that never ends. Don't go anywhere. Horizon is here to stay.
And then fall happens, and the world changes. So the colors and the change in the world for one.
Yep.
So instead of the lush summer greens, where maybe things are a little bit dry, you have that autumnness, the orangish and yellow and red trees, a little bit more dirt, that late autumn rain. So stuff is a little bit wetter than it was in summer.
Okay. Now, is it an instant change or is it gradual?
Well, obviously, because they use transitions for the cutscenes,
Yeah.
it's not like a gradual change.
Okay.
So it's you're in one season, cutscene, then it's another.
I guess that would be a lot easier technical-wise, but instead of having the slow transition throughout the year, because then you'd have to program everything individually.
The big thing with autumn is you're going to have wet leaves on the ground.
Yeah.
You'd have that in summer when you go to the forest, but that's more of an autumn thing because you have it all over.
Yeah.
which again, that changes how you drive. Wet leaves drive different than just wet concrete.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all really pretty, really beautiful to drive through. There's the mid-season change event into winter. And in winter, it's really beautiful. You have the snow falling. There's obviously snow on the ground. All the leaves have fallen off. So the once green and then orange trees are now kind of barren. With the snow falling, that affects how you drive. Either the streets are kind of wet and then it freezes.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a little bit like this mix of icy and asphalt, even if it's plowed.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the roads you've driven on in the other seasons are now not plowed or very little. So you kind of get that when the snow falls, and then there's a little bit of, you see where people have driven, so it kind of cleared it up. Is it driving? But the street just hasn't touched yet. You get that instead. The other cool thing about that is areas that you were running water are now frozen over, so you can drive over them.
Such as streams.
Yeah. There's actually one part where there's a waterfall on a stream.
Okay.
And they feature that in the intro video that you play through. It doesn't freeze everything because either stuff is too large to freeze or didn't get cold enough in game.
Is it a complete frost once like everything is frozen, or are there blizzards doing the work? Is there gentle snow falling at any point?
Depends on the season or what's going on.
Yeah.
There's these things called blueprints where you can build your own race, kind of. Not the track, but configuration of season, car type.
Okay.
And you can have anything from no snow to clear skies to heavy blizzard in the middle of the night for conditions.
Oh.
And that also changes the way things are, because you can't see the track like you can during the day at night. And if there's a blizzard, even if it is during the day, your vision's obscured. But in winter too, I liked it a lot because there were some really beautiful scenic places you could go and look out around the frozen UK world, as it was.
Yes.
And that was really beautiful to see in the game. Just like in the real world, winter doesn't last forever.
Yep.
And after a certain number of influence points you get for doing races and finishing the qualifying race for spring, it changes to spring. And then you get spring. And with spring, you get all the rain and the mud and the dirt. Areas that are usually drier are now more muddier. And then with that gives you different handling conditions. Banks that are usually shallow or kind of not so deep, just kind of streams are kind of more flowing now because you have all this water running off. And that changes too because a lot of race courses will go through there. It also has one of the more interesting qualifying events, which I'm not going to say for spoilers. In the game, you have your houses, and when you go to your house, it shuts off the radio, and you're actually in that screen. And then you just hear the ambient noises, so you hear the birds chirping, things like that. Maybe a car if it's really loud nearby, but it's such a nice contrast from the engine noise and the pulsing music, or the engine noise and maybe the classical music if you're listening to timeless radio.
That seems like a really nice, just, okay, let's take a moment, just relax, just enjoy the scenery, everything else around, as opposed to, let's plow through a country wall.
It is fun because they're the dry stone walls along the roads. So, for those of you who don't know what dry stone is, dry stone walls are walls that are all pieced together and interlocked without any brick or mortar. Well, someone took a lot of time and effort to find all the stones, and you just kind of destroy it like bowling pins.
I've seen him do this. Yes, the sound is pleasing, but it's just...
And you get skill points for that too. And then the game then opens up to summer.
This is it, Horizon. We are kicking off the summer season with the greatest race of all time.
And then you get back to summer, and after you finish off all those events, that's when the game really opens up, and the multiplayer of the game that kind of is iconic for the series opens up. And then there's different live events, other things like that.
How do the live events work?
They happen every hour. You all go to a destination. They have it's a certain time limit, and there's 3 different parts to it.
Forza Live, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Everyone in your live event, I think it's like 24 or 30 people-ish per live session. They all compete together if they all come, or whoever comes to the event. But the other nice thing too about that is with that open world, with Horizon 3, when you were done with all the events, kind of just stopped. And then the DJ wasn't as, for the radio stations they have, weren't as engaging. It was just kind of the Forza-thon thing they had. Otherwise, there was nothing really to keep you immersed in the game.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, where with 4, because it's just these rolling seasons that it changes every 7 days in-game, the DJ stuff changes with the season. And because it's 7 days, it's just enough where it'll not get too repetitive, what they say.
Yeah.
Which they have stuff depending on if it's day or night. The DJs say what other events you've done. And it still does as you do other qualifying events or things like that for the bigger world.
Point yourself in the direction of Horizon and put your foot down. Trip to the festival wins. So let's go! Don't sweat it, the Jets aren't in the race. They're just happy to be here. Oh yeah! Drivers coming from everywhere. Now it's a party. People are lining the streets to get a load of the action. Cheer these racers on, guys! Come on! We got some awesome racing trucks out there, too. The most incredible hypercars are all here. I can see a Centenario, Ferrari FXXK, and a beautiful Bugatti Chiron. And is that a Vulcan? Oh, Horizon, you do not want to miss out on watching this. Look at that Senna go! I mean, the car, sure, but someone's got to be handling that thing. Final straight! I can't breathe!
How, if I had to be pressed, I would say probably the only negative thing is how the game does subtitles. Where a lot of games, they'll do the subtitles, they're more prevalent for you to see. It's not just story. With the Forza series, the subtitles are down in the right-hand corner, and while they're readable, it's small. There's still some contrast issues sometimes, depending on the season where you are. And also, too, that they don't do everything. With the DJs aren't subtitled. And that subtitling, maybe you don't understand the accent for some reason, or that breaks some of the immersion for the game when you're doing that. And, people have tried to argue, well, you don't hear what the radio says in real life. And yeah, people aren't subtitled in real life either, but you still have the main stuff subtitled.
Yeah.
So why should you not break that immersion?
Yeah, it seems very odd to just leave out something that is so prevalent in the immersion process.
Yeah, and I get that you can't subtitle the music for obvious reasons, but the DJ stuff is great. I've been a listener of the station Horizon Pulse, whose DJ is Amy Simpson.
Station of the Horizon Festival.
What a day, Horizon. Honestly, I am exhausted. I'm just going to curl up under my desk here in the booth and sleep for the rest of the season. Nobody bother me, okay? Oh, all right then. I'll stick around to watch this golden autumn sun go down. But after that, I'm hibernating, and I mean it. Amy Simpson, here on Pulse. Wake me up in the spring.
Did you know she's voiced by Susanna Fielding, who also has done some work in an episode of Black Mirror and also Dragon Quest Heroes, The World Tree, Woes, and Blight Below.
I've played Dragon Quest Heroes too.
So there you go, more knowledge.
Sweet.
And speaking of the Dragon Quest series, you've been playing Dragon Quest 11, haven't you?
I have, and I've enjoyed as much time as I can get on it.
Right, well, I've put together a little something to see how much you've enjoyed it and test your knowledge of the game.
Should I be afraid?
Yeah, maybe. Depends what you're afraid of. I have to go get some stuff.
Okay.
Right here.
I'm
gonna need you to build your character first. So I have come up with a few names, and some of it I've taken from the Dragon Quest series, some of it I've taken from other names we've heard in my favorite channels outside Extra and Xbox.
okay.
Some of them I've actually taken from the Forza Horizon
Oh no.
series.
Okay.
So pick a number 1 through 8.
6.
Now for your weapon, pick a number 1 through 8.
3.
Now we need a backstory. I need you to pick a number between 1 through 4.
4?
Your character's name is Fellow Human. You use an axe.
Oh.
And your backstory is that you were brought to your mother by a giant white bird. No one knows where the bird came from or who your parents were.
Okay.
You good with that? Did you want to go again?
No, we'll run with this. I like it. I am
Right.
Fellow Human with axe. Oh no.
And for the next bit, because while there's not much of a character creator for the hero, we don't want to be too generic. So we have some paper for you. A surface to draw on. Some markers and pens. You have 2 minutes to create your character. No.
The torso of awesomeness, yeah.
30 seconds, less than 30 seconds left.
And
Still needs a weapon. I think the weapon good.
he's got a weapon. Yeah, done.
Different outfits?
No,
Nope.
there's no time for that.
You get 15 seconds left.
Yeah, there, and all the buttons are. Yeah, sure, fine, whatever, close enough.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Fortunately, with the pen, it's not going to show up on our camera, so I will have a picture of your fellow human, fellow axe-wielding human, works as a middle name, fellow axe-wielding human. Now, the adventure. You have 6 lives. You wake up in the morning. You've had very little time to figure out where you are in your surroundings. An old man walks in. Fellow human! Thank goodness you're finally awake. I was worried about you last night. My daughter and I were concerned for you, especially since today is the day you become an adult. He leaves the room. Do you, A, get up in a rush and start your big day? B, take your time. Get ready to prepare yourself. After all, the ordeal is not easy, and you want to make sure that you're prepared.
I guess I'll go with B.
You take your time getting out of bed, making sure to stretch and warm up for the big day. Suddenly, your door bursts open and you are killed before you can grab your axe by Darkspawn. Lose a life. You want to go with A?
Yeah, why am I being murdered so early?
You get up and realize that you do not have much time before you are supposed to meet your childhood friend as you perform the rite of adulthood together.
Okay.
Not that way. You rush to get dressed, and as you start to head out the house, your mother stops you. Wait, you forgot your axe and your backpack You shouldn't leave home without them. As you reach the bottom of the mountain, you see Grandma waiting for you, your childhood friend.
Am I getting murdered by Darkspawn right away?
As you start to climb, you and your friend encounter many enemies, which you dispatch quickly, since your mother remembered to hand you your axe.
Yes.
And you thought it was strange at the time that such a potentially dangerous area actually has a surprising amount of enemies. As you go up the climb, you reach to a little plateau. You see a saber cub. It looks hungry. Although your climb so far was intense, you also feel that you may have to fight this cub. Do you, A, reach into your pack and give it some of your rations as you continue on? B, keep going. You're almost to the top, it's been a long climb, and you have to rest before the trek down. Or C, fight it. Saber cubs give great experience and have plenty of crafting materials, and you think that you might level up. If you do so, you'll regain your health and stamina, which will then make you climb up much easier.
This is a trick question, because in an earlier game I actually had to save a cub from being slaughtered, and then I got it as a mount later. I'm gonna go with give it some of the rations, so A.
You reach into the pack and you find some of the rations, and you share it with your cub. But you don't have to share as much as you thought, because your friend also shares some of theirs. The cub displays a little heart emoji above it as it starts to eat the food. You both continue up on your climb. You reach the top. You've made it! Congratulations! As you start to look around, still exhausted and catching your breath, you see smoke in the distance. It looks like your village.
Oh no.
Or at least the same direction of your village. It's been such a hard climb, you're not really sure of the orientation. Do you remember your mom and grandpa are still down there waiting for you to return and rush on back to save them? Or B, stop and rest for your hike down?
I'm afraid I'm gonna slip and fall if I rush down, but I'll do it. I got 2 hearts left.
You have more than 2.
Sure, I got 4 hearts left.
A, when you rush to head off to the village, you get confused with the directions. You trip and fall down the mountain.
Oh no, I knew it.
So I think you're going to go with B?
I guess I'll rest a while.
You rest a while, and as you're taking a breather, you start to unpack, get your food to restore yourself, and you realize that that's not the way to your village. It's a similar direction, but that's way farther off. Your family's probably just fine. If anything, any smoke coming from the village would probably be a feast for your guys' return. But in all your thinking, you fail to notice a rather large bird coming your way. It lands on top of the mountain with you and knocks your friend off. They are hanging by the edge of the cliff.
Oh, okay.
The mark on your hand begins to glow. You defeat the bird and save your friend, but she's not there. As you look behind you, you see the saber cat you fed earlier.
Okay.
With your friend on its back.
It's
waiting for you happily.
It's a cub. I saved a cub, not a cat.
It's a very large cat.
How'd they get her up?
You both head down the mountain where you see your grandpa. He says while the village was indeed attacked, they were able to get away safely. Noticing your new mount, he says you should go see the king and warn them of the attack.
Oh.
Your friend says they will look after your family for you while you go and fulfill your mission. In meeting the king, one of his knights claims that you were there not to spread warning, but of the same people who attacked your village. As somehow they heard news of the attack regardless. Most likely it's because while you had a mount, it was only the saber cub, and while fun, it's probably not the best choice of mounts.
Now it's a cub again?
Saber cat, cub.
There's a huge difference in size.
Do you, A, raise your hand in protest and attempt to defend yourself from this rather aggressive knight? Or B, don't defend yourself. They don't seem to want to listen to you, even though you've not had a chance to speak.
Is there a chance to run away?
2 choices.
I choose not to fight.
So you don't defend yourself?
Sure, I'll raise my hand in protest.
As you start to raise your hand in protest, and the knight was already swinging to handcuff you.
Yeah?
The handcuff hits the mark on your hand, which activates, vaporizes the king, and you're instantly killed for killing the monarch. You lose a life.
He's more than a life, oh my god. The other one.
So B.
Yeah, B.
You don't defend yourself, and because you didn't put up a fight, you are arrested rather than killed and
Okay.
carted off to jail.
Alright, that's better.
There, you meet a thief who, upon some initial conversation, recognizes the mark on your hand and initially dubs you the Luminary. He mentions that he's been digging a tunnel that he was planning to escape with, but you should both be able to fit. Do you escape with this mysterious blue-haired stranger, or B, decline and try to talk him out of it?
I'm gonna go with B, just to see what happens.
We tell him it's not worth it, and there's a reasonable explanation for why you were in here. He grabs your jacket to angrily protest, but stops and feels something unusual in the pocket one of the guards had failed to search before you were thrown in jail. You realize that it's an item that you found with your friend earlier, and you both escaped the jail with the help of the magic item to continue your quest as the legendary Luminary. And I think that's the quiz, and you've learned a lot about Dragon Quest XI. But that's all the time we have for today. So thank you everyone for watching, and remember, like and subscribe, and we're going to be doing more of these, so if you want to hear more from us, there's a bell icon somewhere around here. I think it's over there, but
somewhere in
who
this
knows?
general area, probably.
If you click that, you'll get notified when we release more videos. And thanks for watching.
Bye. So Mitch, wanna get some food?
Have food. I brought them from home today. How tender do you like your meat?